The 43 teams that qualified for the 48th edition of the 24 Heures de Moto ready to go. As usual, it was Greg Black stealing the whole shot, the Suzuki rider taking the lead up to the Dunlop chicane ahead of the pole sitter Marvin Fritz on the Yamaha. There was already a crash though for the Bollinger Kawasaki machine going down in the middle of the field. As the leaders completed their first lap, Marvin Fritz hunting down Greg Black aboard the Yoshimura Cert bike Cordemont. He dropped down the classification. Fritz managing to get back on track though without having to return to the pits. The first to tuck the front down at Recordemont. The rest of the field carefully filtering through under yellow flags. Meanwhile, at ease in the wet conditions, Greg Black was pulling away from the second-placed FCC TSR Honda and the 37 factory BMW of Sylvain Guintoli. The Yoshimura Cert Suzuki leading the race with Greg Black. Marvin Fritz was pushing hard to catch up for lost time. The rain intensifying. Marvin Fritz's pace electrifying. Back to the race. And a big fan of the wet track, Sylvain Guintoli, taking advantage of Corentin Perellari, moving up to second place behind Greg Black. The Kawasaki Team Bollinger bike, however, the problems were continuing. Another crash up at Dunlop curb again. Toledo Romero recovering when all the while the leader was in big trouble. Greg Black caught out by a back marker at La Chapelle. A small crash, but the Suzuki rider losing plenty of time and the race lead to the BMW of Sylvain Guintoli. The 37 BMW now moving ahead of the #1 Yoshimura Cert machine, heading this race for the first time. Just offline, and that was enough. Lost the rear Greg Black sliding into the gravel. And all the hard work undone. Greg Black would eventually bring his Yoshimura Cert Suzuki back into the garage. The mechanics fixing the bike, the handlebars, the exhaust, and several damaged parts that needed to be replaced. Suffering no such woes, Sylvain Guintoli continuing on his way. Out front, BMW hold the advantage. Suzuki back in the garage. The race of attrition and concerned faces up and down pit lane. Team Etoile, well, they weren't having the best in the Superstock category until this happened. And they too would drop down the order. Well, the Suzuki back out onto the pit apron. Greg Black back out on the bike.
Yeah, there was a slow bike, even in the 6th lap. It seems he went into the turn 6 a bit too fast and lose the front. And yeah, we changed the front brake master and the footrest. Yeah.
Now it was the turn of the 55 National Motors bike, leading in the Superstock category. Coming unstuck as Chemin Abeuf. Behind the number 37 BMW, the Honda FCC TSR machine ridden by Corentin Perellari, and the Yamaha of the 77 by Kermashin, battling for second place in and amongst it in heavy traffic. Corentin Perellari that won that battle, and then more drama in the Superstock category. Pole sitting 713 Hungarian machine going down at Recordement. Balint Kovacs managing to get back on his feet and return the bike to pit lane. Well settled in the lead. Sylvain Guintoli finally stopped for his first pit stop. Stephen Odendaal ready to take over, but the Frenchman convinces his team to let him stay on for a second stint. Marvin Fritz was pushing hard on the Yamaha, still recovering after that first lap spill. Stephen Odendaal there, all but ready to get on. But it was Sylvain Guintoli who left again on the bike. Yoshimura Cert machine now ridden by Etienne Masson, overtaking the 41 Superstock machine, which had been leading in the category. And then BMW in trouble for the first time. Sylvain Guintoli with a spill at Garage Bleu. And that blotted the Frenchman's copybook and undid all the hard work.
Like a back marker. I was going to go and I thought, oh no, and then the sleek. Huh? Sleek or pas? Yeah, yeah.
Warning Stephen Odendahl of the hazards ahead of him when he finally gets back out on the bike. That crash benefiting Alan Teixeira, who took the lead ahead of the number 11 Kawasaki WeBike Trickstar machine. Unfortunately, the number 5 would not hold on to first place for long shortly after taking over Kokoro Atsumi. Also losing control of his machine. The Japanese rider, one of the first to be caught out by the return of the rain. The white flag and the red cross indicating a change in the conditions. Another incident, though, for the Yamaha shortly after that. Switched to wet tyres, a front puncture forcing Marvin Fritz into the pits. By the time the German rider gets going again, Mike D'Amelio had slipped the number 11 Kawasaki up into the lead. Great shape, though, the Yamaha rider setting fastest time after fastest time, quickly snatching back that advantage from the green machine. The Yamaha would regain the lead, handing over to Karel Hanneke. Well, points handed out after 8 hours, and the classification after 6. Yamaha leading, Kawasaki WeBike Trickstar, FCC TSR Honda in 3rd, National Motors Honda leading the Superstock category in 6th with the 3-art best of bike, the Yamaha 2nd in class in 7th. Race leaders, the Yamaha Jason O'Halloran in traffic. The Australian riding for the first time in his career at night. Kawasaki, Roman Ramos aboard that, chasing him very hard indeed. On board with Roman Ramos, overtaking Jason O'Halloran inside of the corner, taking the lead. Big joy in the Kawasaki team box. Great stint for O'Halloran, albeit losing the lead, but bringing the bike back in one piece. Marvin Fritz taking over once again. I'm told to be careful. That didn't last long. 3 minutes later, Marvin Fritz crashing back in the garage for repairs. This stop would cost Yamaha 1 minute and 45 seconds. Fritz would jump back on the bike after the repair and refuel. The Yamaha team still in 2nd place behind the Kawasaki. And then lots of riders off. 4 bikes in the gravel. Race control out with the marshals whilst the rest of the track was cleaned. Safety car ensuring no chances are taken. This a very special edition of the 24 Heures de Moto. I tried to make sure that everything is okay in the organisation. That's what you need in a team. The all-new competition called the World Trophy, aiming at providing a more accessible and more affordable entry to the FIM Endurance World Championship. The all-new production category for 2025. Returning to race action after 15 hours, it was still the Kawasaki WeBike Trickstar machine in the lead ahead of the Yacht Yamaha with the factory BMW squad behind. In Superstock, National Motors 6th overall and leading their class ahead of last year's runner-up, the Daffy RAK 41 Honda. The Hungarian team qualified on pole, crashed again. Other bikes facing mechanical problems, like the 86 pit lane endurance machine blowing up here on the back straight. And that brought the safety car out after 15 hours and 17 minutes of racing. And it was a lengthy safety car, about 40 minutes to be precise. With daybreak, it was still the green machine of Kawasaki that were leading the pack. In the Superstock category, National Motors, routine stop in pit lane, service the brakes, tyres, refuel, and send Julien Raymond back out. Kawasaki in control out front, 3 laps ahead of the Yacht Yamaha. Roman Ramos has been on fire all race. The Japanese team have not won here at Le Mans since 2019, and we're looking to create a big surprise. Stint over, Roman Ramos back in pit lane. Kawasaki newcomer Mike D'Amelio taking over after 16 hours and 38 minutes. Fourth in the standings with 3 hours and a half to go. And then drama. The number 11 Kawasaki WeBike Trickstar machine in the gravel. Mike D'Amelio dropping the green machine. And that would mean surrendering the lead when he came in. Yacht Yamaha chasing the Kawasaki hard, heading into the pits for a routine stop. Last bits of information, it's a new teammate, Jason O'Halloran, for the Australian leaving the pits for his final stint. Yacht mechanics applauding Haneker. Kawasaki rider Greg LeBlanc waiting for D'Amelio to return to pit lane. Following D'Amelio's crash, the mechanics working to change the handlebar. Number 11 bike still with a 3-lap lead. Mike D'Amelio looking worried, looking on. In the Yacht box, the mechanics watching on the TV screen. Eventually, Greg LeBlanc leaving pit lane. Fritz now on track, chasing the number 11. Only 1 minute separating the two manufacturers. Then with almost 2 hours to go, the rain is back. More drama on track because of it. Team Bollinger, one of the first victims. Nico Toni crashing out. Alan Teixeira arriving in pit lane first to change tyres as the crashes continue. All the teams back to the pits, changing from slick tyres to rain tyres. Roman Ramos aboard his 11 Kawasaki, still in the lead. Whilst out on track, Alan Teixeira having a problem. The FCC TSR Honda will get going again as the leaders pitting to put rain tyres on. Ramos clearing his visor, getting ready to head back out on track with 1 hour and 5 minutes to go. And then this second element of Recordement, crashing another lead bike down in the gravel at this tight right-hander. Poor old Roman Ramos filling in for Christian Gammarino. Can't get the bike going, but he does eventually return back to pit lane, crossing the track. Losing 4 minutes and 30 seconds in the process. And it'll be Mike D'Amelio going back out to complete the final stint. Marvin Fritz now taking the lead with only 53 minutes to go. Endurance racing can be so cruel. Pain visible on the faces of the Kawasaki team. Less than 1 hour to go. The Yacht Yamaha now in the lead ahead of the Kawasaki WeBike Trickstar machine. 9 laps behind is the factory BMW. Then the number 6 ERC BMW behind them in 4th, barring any last-minute surprises. That factory BMW will have to settle for 4th place. Back in 5th position, Yoshimura Cert Suzuki. Marvin Fritz letting his joy explode as he tackles the final corner of the Bugatti circuit before taking the checkered flag. Yacht not having won here at Le Mans since 2009. The entire Mandy Kites team overwhelmed with emotion. First race in green, Mike D'Amelio securing an impressive 2nd place. Gregory LeBlanc, consoled by Roman Ramos. The disappointment was huge, having to concede victory so close to the finishing line. Had the Kawasaki won, the Frenchman would have become the all-time record holder at Le Mans with 6 victories. Valentin Suchet crossing the line in 6th place. The National Motors team winning the Superstock category. Good start to the season for the defending champions. As the brand new production category, it has its first winner, the Supermoto Racing team, lining up at Le Mans with that Yamaha R1.
I think one of the most incredible race anyway. So,
I went to the tower.
yeah, this is endurance look like, huh? Even when, okay, we never gave it up and you wait till the last minute, we pushed. It seems we are unhappy. You crash in the first lap and you win. Incredible.
We are always here for each other. I think this is what makes the team so strong. This was for sure the most hardest race I ever did in endurance, and I'm in endurance since more than 9 years, so it's my 9th year now. And for Jason, it's the first race, so he experienced everything in the first weekend. And win the Le Mans 24 hours is a long dream for me. So happy to have it come true, and even on my birthday, so it can't be better.
It's very hard for us. We are on the top all the race at the 3 hour at the end. We have a little crash and we lose a lot of time. And the yard push, and at the end with the rain, we change the tire and Roman will start, and he make some mistake in the last corner. And it's difficult for us because when you start the week, if you say me you go on the podium, I sign directly. But after this race, second is difficult for us, but I'm very happy for the team. For the championship is good, but for me, I lose the record for the victory, and I come back next year for another victory.
What a race also for the National Motors team, starting 2025 as it ended in 2024. I'm finding it hard to relax. It's been so intense. Physically and mentally, it's been very tough. It's going to take a while to recover. In any case, savouring this unique moment after the year we've had. Just incredible. One of the most difficult races. Constantly changing strategy, adapting, giving instructions, making sure they're followed. It's been really tough. Cyril Leroux, happy to join Parc Fermé with his Yamaha. Like all the team, the 222 Supermoto Racing Squad. After not winning in Le Mans since 2009, Yacht returning to victory this year after a crazy race. Nearly 200 crashes. Mandy Kantz's riders not spared from the storm. Despite crashing 3 times, suffering a puncture, they still managed to finish ahead of Kawasaki. Came close to victory that has eluded them since 2019 on the 3rd step of the podium. The ERC team beating the official factory BMW squad. Well, the next race is in Spa in early June. Who will be on the top step in the EWC class then? In Superstock, it was National Team Motors finishing ahead of the Daffy RAC 41 Honda and the 3-up Best of Bike Yamaha. 2 Hondas and a Yamaha on the rostrum. Yacht Yamaha lead the championship heading into the next round, ahead of the number 11 Kawasaki, with the number 6 BMW in 3rd. In the Endurance World Cup, the Superstock teams, it's National Motors who lead from the RAC 41 Honda. 3-art Best of Bike in 3rd. That's the only team in the new production category, Supermoto Racing, also earning a place on the podium.
I don't ever never slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough,
Well, that's it from Le Mans. We'll see you next time out.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past.
And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through hell.